So I slept all day, and now I'm doing laundry because I have a ton of it. And they're flooding my basement again. And I know it's not the washer because I've already ran a few loads and it was totally fine. So they're doing it. I just had to sweep a shitload of it into the sub pump. I'm going to go down there in a few minutes to check on it, on the spin cycle. Yeah. Doesn't end. Okay. It does not end. Ever. Does not end, people. I could hear them when they were down there anyway. They were screwing around with something. I could hear it. I don't even know what to say. I feel like a broken record. If they do it again, I'm going to live stream it. I'm going to bring the phone down there. I have nothing to say. I don't even know why I'm doing this. What happened, Jasper? Did they fuck with the food? Again. Ah. Well, we'll find out. If she walks over there and sniffs it and doesn't eat it, then I know that they did. You think these people would tire of doing the same shit over and over again? You would just... They don't. They don't. I'm not going to be harassed out of my apartment, because then I'm just going to go find a different apartment and I'm going to be harassed there too. So I'm not leaving. Staying right here. The guy for the air conditioner was here today and fixed it. And he previously told me that he was going to give me a new thermostat because I had an old-fashioned one. And they had replaced it a couple times. And the only reason that they replaced it a couple times is because it was fucked with by these people. Not because I did anything to it. So he goes to leave and I'm like, I thought you were giving me a new thermostat. And he's like, they told me not to. And I'm like, who's they? Who told you not to? He's like, oh, I was told that it was switched out a couple times already. I said, yeah, it was. Because people were tampering with it. And I would like a new thermostat. Okay. I said, was it Tim that told you that? My landlord? And he said no. I said, then I'd like a new thermostat. They put it in for me. They told me. Huh. I've heard that a few times. They. If it didn't come from my landlord, don't listen to they. Okay. Remember that one day they came here they wanted to cut my tree down in the front yard? And I called the landlord. He's like, who ordered that? I'm like, I didn't. They're probably down there pouring more water on the floor. I should probably go check. Oh, I'm bringing you with me. Let's take a look. We should see all the shit. Look at what they did in my basement. Right. See all that mess? I had all this whole basement was organized. They came down here and destroyed it. This is like the 5th time they've done this since I've been living here in 6 years. This is the pile of blankets that I have to wash. And my regular laundry is upstairs. There's water all over the floor right now. You see it gushing? Okay. So, either these people are doing this, or the washer guy did not do something right, which I won't know till tomorrow. But this is being done because they knew I was going to stay awake all night and get this laundry caught up. Okay? And that's why this is happening. Because they don't want me getting my laundry caught up. Okay? They don't want me getting it caught up. This is going on a month now. I had to wait for my first paycheck to be able to get that fixed. Okay? And I paid him $260 last night to fix it. And now it's doing the same thing it was doing before. So, And I ran the washer a couple times and it wasn't doing that. So these people must have gotten to it again. Now I'm going to have to call him again. Okay. I've been going through this for over a month, people. Okay? It's harassment. For over a month. Alright? If I want to be able to do your wash, I'm going to have to put up with this to get it done, apparently. Because these blankets are too heavy for me to bring to the laundromat. I don't have money for that anyway. All my money went on fixing this washing machine, which it may not even be the washing machine. Okay. It may not even be the washing machine. They could be coming down here and hosing this down, or there could be a leak in the sink. Who the fuck knows? All I know is this has been going on for over a month. Okay? And there's a lot of things I need, but I had to spend my first paycheck on getting this fixed. Yeah, I was doing the exact same thing I was doing before. Alright? Hear it all? It's like a pound down here. Listen. It's like a pond down here. Okay. They've done this before. When my ex was living here, they did this down. Lots of times. Lots of times. I'm going to continue doing laundry. So it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of sweeping tonight because I'm doing laundry. I'm not putting up with this anymore. So I can see that there's soap in the sink, so it's obviously draining into the sink. I really don't know. I'm not going to stand down here and babysit adults that should know better. I'm not going to do it. That's what they are. They're grown fucking children. They're grown menacing children is what they are. Some of them are in their damn 70s. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Well, I'm going to continue doing laundry. I'll just have to keep sweeping, I guess. Because I'm out of options at this point. I'm out of options at this point. I have to get out this entire pile of blankets. I have to get them washed immediately. So I guess I'm just gonna have to put up with that and then I'm gonna call the washer guy back and have him just check over his work, make sure he didn't miss anything. But I'm sure it's these assholes doing it. I'm sure that guy knew what he was doing. Don't forget, these people are very repetitive and predictable. They do the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? They do. They want you to react the way that you did when they first started doing it. Okay? But you won't, because you know now. Okay? I'm gonna do laundry all night. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of sleeping. They're not gonna stop me from getting that done. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want me to get my life in order. They don't want me to clean the basement. They don't want me to finish the cat room. They don't want it. They want your life in constant chaos. All right? They want your life in constant chaos. That's the name of the game. It's not going to stop me. I'm washing every one of those blankets down there tonight. I'll contact him tomorrow. I actually had to give him a post-dated check dated for next Thursday because I didn't have enough to give him. I gave him mostly cash, but I'm going to need him to just come back and just watch as I do a load so he can see where it's draining from. Because when he left last night, it was working. So I know these people did it. But I'm going to call him anyway because I have no idea. And he seems very smart, so I'll just see what he has to say. He's an older guy from Ukraine, and he's a master at what he does. He's one of those. Okay, so I'm sure he did the job right, but I'm going to have him watch a load so he can see where the flooding is coming from, in case we missed anything. Because he'll be able to tell where it's coming from. So that's how we're going to handle that. And then if it mysteriously just disappears, good. Because that's what I'm going for. I'm doing laundry all night. And I'm apparently sweeping water up all night. But I'm doing laundry all night. Okay? You're not changing my evening. And you're not rewriting the script of what I plan on doing with my evening. And you can go screw yourself. Quite literally. Okay? That pile of wet and piss blankets is not sitting down there any longer. I'm taking care of that. And then I'm going to reorganize my basement a sixth time. I'm going to put all my bins together, make everything neat the way that it was, and it's going to fucking stay that way this time. And then I'm going to move up to the cat room and get that back in order the way that it was before you destroy my entire home. And you're not going to stop me. You really need to just get a life You know, one that belongs to you and not to somebody else. Might want to try that. So this is what they're going to do to me tonight. Every time I do a load of laundry, I'm going to have to sweep off the flood. That's what they're doing tonight. Okay. It's not going to stop me, though. I'm going to continue doing it. It's got to get done. Never stops. Just never, ever, people. So pathetic and sad. I feel bad for the people that are going through their confusion phase right now. Well, there's enough of us making videos where it won't be long before this is an overt crime and they won't be able to survive any longer. The entire operation is based on covert operations. Everything. Right? They'd have to change their entire playbook. Okay? Which they're not going to do. They've been doing the same shit for decades now, since the 40s. Right? When it started with Zersetzung in Germany. Okay. The only thing that happened is the crime changed names, and they've got better technology now. Otherwise, it's the exact same crime. It is the Nazis doing this. Their government is aware of it. And the way that they're going to take care of it is through martial law. Yeah. Mark my words on that. That's how they're going to take care of it. Martial law. They have to. They're going to need to. Because law enforcement is involved. They have to go above their heads, which is military. Okay, so. Yeah. And, you know, that's been their goal for a long time. So, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Watch that, I'll post it, that documentary called Endgame that Alex Jones made from InfoWars. Look up David Icke, Agenda 21, if you can find the video. I still have to post Kennedy's last speech. I forgot to do that. And I have a list of all that scripture that I have to post from my other live stream that I talked about. I like to post the scripture so you can read it for yourself so you don't think it's just my opinion. Of things that I talk about. Um, so I will do that. Um, I'm pretty sure the Antichrist is already here. Pretty sure I know who he is. I'm not going to say it though. But, we'll know when the 10 kings give power to one man. We'll know who it is. It's telltale sign number 1. Telltale sign number 2. He receives a fatal wound to the head, which is healed. That means that he dies and comes back to life. Yeah. He's going to mock the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He's going to come back to life. That's one of the ways he's going to try to convince you that he is Jesus Christ. Um, it says that if it was possible, even the very elect would be deceived by this man. He's going to be very convincing, and a lot of people are going to be deceived by him, which is unfortunate because he's going to lead them to take his mark, which they will do if they're not saved. You got a short window here, people. He's about to take the stage anytime now. I know that book. I know the book of Revelation. And he's set to take the stage anytime now. He's already here. He just hasn't. He's set to take the stage anytime now. We are right now in Revelation 5, about to enter Revelation 6. Revelation 6 is when the Antichrist comes on the scene. Revelation 7:3 is when the rapture takes place. You have a short amount of time to hear the true gospel and accept it as truth and ask God for proof that he exists and ask him for wisdom and ask him for knowledge. He told you to ask for all the things he wants you to ask. I stand at the door and knock. He's not going to open the door. You have to open the door. He's already done his job. Your job is to open the door. He's trying to separate the wheat from the tares. That's what this life is about. Separating the wheat from the tares. So that when he creates the new heaven and the new earth, this shit doesn't happen again. Okay, nothing evil is going to be allowed into that new heaven and new earth. Okay, nothing. No type of evil will be there. That's what this life is about. Separating the wheat from the tares. You're being deceived by Satan into doing this criminal activity, and you don't even realize it. that you're being deceived by him. You know, he's saying, all these things am I going to give to you if you bow down and worship me. And whether you know it or not, you are worshiping him, because there's only two masters and you can only serve one. So if you're not serving God, you're serving the other one. And he's got control over you like a puppet master, and you have no idea. Some of you really just have no idea that it's even happening. He's setting you up. He doesn't want to burn by himself. And he wants to hurt God, because God has to watch his creation burn when they didn't need to. Okay, that's going to hurt him. He's got to witness that. It is God that oversees hell, not Satan. Satan's going there to be tormented. He's not going there to be in charge. All right. It's all right. Satan was not great, or hell was not created for us. It was created for Satan and the third of the angels that followed him. That's what it was created for. And they knew their fate before they walked away from God. They did it anyway. And in the Bible it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for Satan has come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. He knows what he's in for. He knows that he loses in the end. He knows that he gets thrown into the lake of fire. That's his final destination forever. He knows it. He knows. Okay? He hates you. He hates all of us, including the people that are doing this criminal activity. He hates you. He's not giving you all these things, free rent, free car, whatever you guys get for doing what you do, because he likes you or loves you. You're doing his will. You're spreading evil. He's playing you like a puppet. He tried the same thing with God. He waited until God was hungry when Jesus went up to the Mountain of Olives, and he was there for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay, he didn't eat anything. Okay. Satan shows up and tries to offer Jesus things that already belonged to him. Okay. He's like, they're standing on a mountaintop, and he's like, look at this land. All this will I give to thee if thou will bow down and worship me. He tried tempting Jesus, who's God. He is one arrogant motherfucker. Okay. He's one arrogant motherfucker. Trying to get God to worship him in exchange for something that already belongs to him, that he created. You think he's not doing the same thing to you? Wake up. Okay, the same thing's happening to you. Okay, I'll give you this car. I'll give you this job. I'll give you this money. I'll give you this. And you won't have to go through this harassment if you be one of these people. Why do you think it says in the book of Proverbs, be not like the wicked. Don't go in the way with them. Read the book of Proverbs and the book of Psalms. There's a lot of this in there. Okay, a lot. I finally understand what those books are about. Okay. I always knew what Proverbs was about. Most of it, good instruction. But there's a lot of gang stalking talk in there. And definitely in the book of Psalms. And God says there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. So this crime has always existed in one form or another. There's always been bullying, adult bullying. They did it to Jesus. There's always been this type of criminal activity in one way or another. There's always been thieves. There's always been vandals. There's always been murderers, since the Garden of Eden. So, people, it's just changed with the times. The name of the crime has changed, and technology keeps getting better, which makes their job easier. Okay. There's nothing these people can't hack into. They've got locksmiths. They've got computer whizzes. They've got everything. They've got everything they need to do what they need to do. By everything. If they want to keep your fax from going through at FedEx, it ain't going through. Okay. Mark my words. I tried faxing the Michigan authorities about the OCCK. It never went through. Okay. They're protecting him because he's part of this network. It's the only reason he's still walking around. Okay. He lives in his playground. He lives where he committed those murders. Oakland County, Michigan, and Rochester, New York. He lives in. When I was living there with him, there's a street in Michigan called Big Beaver Road. And, being a guy. So we're driving by and he's like, oh, look, Big Beaver. Oh. That's where one of the bodies was found, by the way. I was living right in his playground. Now, remember, before I decided to move to Michigan with him, I had already thought for at least 3 to 6 months that my emails, my text messages, I was even talking to a detective on the phone, a few of them, that he was already being investigated and cleared. Okay. But I wasn't talking to a detective, and they never received his DNA, and they never received the text messages or the faxes or anything I attempted to do about this man. And even that page on Facebook, I was blocked from sending those messages to Barry King. I did everything I could. Well, he's being protected. Okay. Criminals are protected from going to prison if they comply with this network. That's how he's getting away with it. But we take him down, they all fall down like a pack of dominoes. Okay. Working on it. I got a hold of one of the sisters, the victim's sister, from getting her name off of the screen while watching a documentary on the case. And I contacted her, and I pray to God that it was really her that I was speaking with. And anybody watching this video, please pray with me that it was really her that I contacted. Okay. Because they have total control over my phone and my communications. But I got her name quickly off the screen, and I looked her up immediately, and I found her, and she's a realtor in Michigan. And I told her all about the OCCK and my ex, and sent her pictures and everything. And I pray that it was really her that I got a hold of. And she told me that the tip line has never worked for this case. So that was a green flag for me that I really got a hold of the right person, because she wasn't acting like the perps do. I really pray that I got a hold of the real sister, because if I did, this is being investigated. I really hope. And I pray for her safety. That was God directing my paths, and it was a quick decision. I saw the name, I'm like, there it is right there. I'm going to look her up. And just from the few things that she said or texted, we didn't speak on the phone, we were texting on Messenger. She didn't seem like a perp to me. Because I said something about her sister's body being found in a sleeping beauty position, and she told me that's not the way that she was found. So, and then when she told me the tip line had never worked, then I knew that I was just speaking with perps every time I thought I was speaking to detectives. So my phone calls were being redirected, like they do with every time I try to get a hold of somebody. So, he's definitely being protected, and he's definitely a gang stalker. And I mentioned, right before we kind of broke up, I mentioned gang stalking to him. And that was it. I could tell that was it. He knew that I knew. The expression alone on his face when I brought up the word. Like, if you didn't know what it was, you'd be like, what is that? Never heard that before. No. His expression was, how the fuck do you know about that? And I guess my contract is over type look. That's what I got. Okay. They're doing some type of noise harassment upstairs in the cat room. And I think they're downstairs in the basement fucking around. And I'm not going to get up and bother looking, because it's not going to make a difference. Whatever. That shit that they pulled on me this morning with work. Yesterday they tried making me late. Thank God I had money in my account. I ordered a Lyft to get there. Got there on time. But then the bus I booked the other night for today's work shift, they switched it from AM to PM. So there was no bus out there to get me today to bring me to work. So I contacted my supervisor right away and I texted her, I said, my bus passed me up. I'm trying to get another bus right now. An hour later, they still wouldn't give me a bus. Contacted her again. Okay, once I get there, I will stay till close. I'm very sorry about this. Um, Unless you want to give me the day off and I'll work Saturday instead. And she's like, okay, well, I'll give you off, but remember that you're in training and we'll have to talk about it. So I'm either getting written up or fired tomorrow, probably. And I'm already looking for another job anyway, only because, see, I like the job a lot, but I don't think I'm going to make enough money to support myself there. And I can't get set hours so that I could go get a second job. If I could get set hours, then I could keep that job and go get a second job. But they don't have set hours. So I don't think I'm going to be able to stay. Okay. I mean, these people are already trying to make me homeless. I have to at least make sure that I have a job that's got consistent income, you know. I mean, I have the potential of making money there, but it's not a guarantee, you know. So, if they could give me set hours, then I could go get a second job, you know, and then I would be fine. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. She's going to constantly punish me for selling my car. She's a punisher. Okay. She's going to punish me forever for selling my car. And she does have some of the bus drivers on her ticket, so, you know, I get harassed by them, some of them. So, what are you gonna do? I'm nice to them all, and, you know, you just have to try to be the light in the dark world. We have to try to be the light. Somebody's playing their loud music next door, the other side. I think that's where it's coming from. It's 2:15 in the morning here. I don't care. I'm just telling you. I just heard them in the basement again. Never stops. God doesn't stop. I'm not going to allow these people to make me homeless. Okay, I'm not going to. And neither is God. Not going to let me become homeless. I'm not worried. I'm annoyed by all the shit that I have to go through with these people every day. I'm annoyed. Okay, I'm not afraid. Alright. I'm annoyed. And it's meant to be annoying. You know? Everything they do is meant to be annoying. I've accepted it, and I know it's never going to go away. It's just going to keep getting worse. Because it has been getting worse. You know, it progressively gets worse. Um, but I'm praying for them, and I forgive my enemies, and I'm praying for them. Because they think that they're doing the right thing. Okay, they're of the world. Uh, they're they're going in the way of the world, instead of in the way of Jesus. Right? Because right now is all they care about. They don't care about tomorrow or eternity. Right now, they have their friends and they have their cliques and they have their groups and they feel important, and uh, they're getting all these perks, and you know they're going to continue doing what they're doing because they like it. Right? You know, or they were threatened. Who the hell knows? Doesn't matter. You still have free will. Right? You still have free will. Even if you have a demon in there, you still have free will. Right? You can choose to ask those demons to leave and choose to ask God to come into your heart. Okay? You still have free will. If you're doing this criminal activity so that it doesn't happen to you and your family, that's a choice. Okay? Just want you to know that. There is no I had no choice. You definitely had a choice. There's two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's always time to change the road you're on. Led Zeppelin. I'm praying for every one of you, and I forgive all of you because you do have demonic forces uh, manipulating you into doing this shit, and you don't even realize it. Truth. I've been reading the Bible longer than most of you have even been alive. Okay. Yeah, I know what it says. And I know that it's true. Watch those near-death testimonies about hell. Watch the gang member ones. It's biblical. It's biblical. These testimonies are biblical. That means that they're in the Bible. These people are describing heaven the way God described it and describing hell the way that God described it. Okay. It's biblical. And it says in the book of Acts that in the end times that was going to happen. People were going to see visions and dream strange dreams. Now, yes, it's only appointed once for a man to die, but these people were not completely crossed over. They were given visions, like John was given visions on the Isle of Patmos when he wrote the book of Revelation. Okay. They banned him to an island because back then that was the only way you can censor somebody. They didn't have cell phones and social media. They banned you so that you would be alone, so that you can talk to people and tell them the truth. They banned him to an island called Patmos. And while he was on that island, he was given visions from God to write that book of Revelation. Okay. Yeah. The Bible was written by man. Man wrote it. But they were inspired by the Word of God, who told them what to write down on paper. And if you think that your technology is great, and you don't think that our Creator is able to put words into a man and have the man put it down on paper, really? You're that arrogant to think that you're greater than God and that you're more powerful than He is? Oh, okay. Every word in that Bible was from God. He spoke through man to write it down. He found a way to give us a guide and to tell us what was going on so that we weren't left in the dark. Okay? That's right. It's a telegram from God, which you refuse to open and look at and heed. And someday you're going to pay a heavy, heavy price for it. All right, we're on an hour. I'm quitting. Have a good night, everybody.